So, is Wix the website builder to get? Well, that depends. If you want a website builder that offers an incredible number of options, gives you a lot of freedom for editing your web pages, and is easy and intuitive to use, then Wix is truly the best option out there. However, if you're looking for a builder that is more structured, meaning less creative freedom, or one that's ideal for creating blogs, you'll probably want to look into other options like WordPress and Squarespace. So in this review, I'll be focusing on Wix and showing you the features that make it great and in some situations, not so great. I'll also be comparing it to some of its competitors along the way, so ultimately you can decide if Wix would be a great fit for you or not. Now, I'll also include links in the description where you can take advantage of any free trials, discounts, or special promotions going on for Wix, so feel free to take advantage of that if you like. So let's start by talking about the templates. The templates are truly one of the best things about Wix, mainly because there's just so many of them. So if you're a teacher and you want to set up an online tutoring practice, you can use a specific template just for that. Or if you're a photographer and you need to create a website to show off your portfolio, there are pages and pages of templates for you to choose from. Other than their versatility, another great thing about Wix's templates is that they are offered for very specific services. So for example, there's a template for a drive-in movie theater, sports psychology consultant, vintage car garage, and even a chicken farm. And what's really cool and helpful is that these templates are named according to the business, practice, or purpose that they're designed for. So as a result, this layout is much more useful than other website builders like WordPress, where the templates are given vague names such as Ocean WP and Nev. Although these names sound really cool, they don't give you any helpful information about the template. So by comparison, using names such as IT services or student resume, Wix makes it much easier for you to search for and find the type of website you're looking for. Now let's zoom in a little bit and talk about the elements of your web page. So for example, the text box, shapes, photos, and navigation menu are all examples of elements. And Wix does a really great job here as you have all of these options available for themed text, tiles, and paragraphs, as well as tons of options for images, buttons, gallery layouts, decorative elements, embeds, and so on. Now, repeat elements are also available. So take this grid as an example. You can see that when I change the size of the first text box, the other two are automatically adjusted. And so as a result, these elements save a lot of time and effort. But one potential downside, though, is that because there are so many options, it can be difficult to make a decision. As a result, this can make building a website a little more challenging for those who are unable to find a template and don't have a clear idea of what they want their website to look like. Next, let's talk about putting all this together using the editor. Wix's editor is easy and intuitive to use, so you don't need any technical knowledge to set up your website. And there are lots of ways you can edit every single element. Now, one really interesting option is animation. As you can see, there are all these ways in which you can animate your elements. Once you've picked an option, you can customize it further by changing the number of spins, direction, and even duration. Wix also has an enormous integrated app market with more than 250 apps available in different categories, such as live chats and online bookings. But keep in mind, this is limited compared to the number of apps that other website builders offer. For example, Squarespace has around 1,000 apps in its marketplace, but the real winner is WordPress, which offers over 57,000 plugins. With that being said, let me show you exactly what makes Wix's editor better than that of the other website builders like Squarespace. Because Wix offers complete freedom for changing the position of your elements. So if you want to move a text box 1 pixel upwards and rightwards, you can do that. Squarespace, on the other hand, is more restrictive as it uses a grid system. So you'd have to add spacer elements and columns just to resize a simple image. Another problem with Squarespace, as an example, is that changes will be published as soon as you make them. But with Wix, you can decide if and when to publish the changes by clicking on the Publish button. However, restrictive editors like Squarespace do work better for newbies because you don't have to learn about design practices, like the best way of arranging the elements on the web page. The editor decides this for you. Another issue with Wix's editor is that the changes are not always automatic. For instance, if I delete this text box, the image doesn't automatically move up the screen. Now, moreover, when I move the image on top of the text box, the change is not reflected in the mobile version. I have to do it all over again. You don't see these problems with Squarespace's editor. So whether this editor is a pro or a con depends on you and your situation. If you like having the freedom of moving the elements anywhere on the page, you'll love working with Wix. But If you like having a pre-decided structure that saves you time and effort, you might want to go with Squarespace instead. Now, let's talk about one last thing before we move on to the next feature. If you're a writer, you might be wondering if Wix is a good blogging platform. So when it comes to this, we run into two main limitations. The first is regarding navigational depth, or the number of pages that you can add on your website. With Wix, you can only add up to 100 pages on your site, and adding more pages reduces the loading time. This is where the competition definitely fares better in this respect. So Squarespace lets you add 1,000 pages, and with WordPress, it's unlimited. So if you're a blogger who wants to pump out content every day for the foreseeable future, WordPress, as an example, would be a much better website builder for you. Now, the second limitation is that you don't have a lot of control over the organization of your post. For example, WordPress lets you add categories and tags to your blog posts, whereas these customization options are not available on Wix. So the next thing I'll talk about is Wix's digital marketing features. One of the most important tools for digital marketing is SEO, as it allows your website to rank higher in the search engines. As a result, it gets more exposure and therefore more traffic. Now, Wix allows you to edit all of the important features for optimizing your website, such as the page title, URL, and image alt text. Its SEO is just as good as that of WordPress and better than that of Squarespace. This is because Squarespace provides auto-generated titles for blog posts, which is not good for SEO. Additionally, Wix also allows you to launch your own email marketing campaign, which is useful if you're selling products or services and want to promote them. Now, regarding pricing, you do have access to all the features I've talked about so far for free, but your website will be peppered with ads and you don't get to create your own domain name. So depending on your situation, you may want to consider the other paid plans that Wix offers. So I'll quickly run through each of these plans, explain who they're suitable for, and then give my recommendations as well. Just keep in mind that I'll be referencing the monthly price for the annual billing option. So starting with a combo plan for $13 a month, this plan allows you to pick your own domain name and it gets rid of all the Wix ads from your website. This is the plan I'd recommend for anyone starting a personal or business-related website because unless you know you're going to have a lot of traffic immediately, it just makes sense to save money and upgrade later on should you need to. For example, the unlimited plan at $17 a month increases your storage space to 10 gigabytes and provides unlimited bandwidth. But until you need the extra storage or bandwidth, you might as well start out with the lower cost combo plan. Similarly, the Pro plan at $22 a month provides 20 gigabytes of storage and also gives you a professional logo. But here again, I wouldn't recommend starting with this plan unless you know you need that much space right away, or if you like the convenience of having a logo created for you by Wix. Now, for anyone starting an e-commerce website, I would recommend the Business Basics plan, which is $23 a month. This will handle whatever type of online business you might want to start, whether it's an online store, a restaurant, a hotel, or even if you need to offer online bookings. Then for anyone who'd like Wix to create them a logo, or if you know you'll need more storage right away, the Business Unlimited plan increases your storage to 35 gigabytes and again provides you a professional logo. Finally, there's a couple VIP plans. There's the Business VIP plan for $39 a month, which gives you priority support. Basically, you get to move to the front of the line whenever you have a question. Now, this could be a great option for anyone who wants to get issues resolved as quickly as possible and can afford to do so. And then the Enterprise plan includes SEO services and an account manager for $500 a month. So ultimately, for most people, I'd recommend either the combo plan for any personal or business websites, and for those who want an e-commerce store or if you need extra features like bookings and events, the Business Basics plan is perfect. Both of these plans are a great value and a great starting point because you can always upgrade later. So would I recommend Wix? Well, depending on your situation, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, if you're a blogger or someone who plans on having more than 100 pages on your site, then you'd want to go with Squarespace or WordPress. But otherwise, one of the things that sets Wix apart from the other website builders is the range of templates and elements it offers. The variety of templates is truly noteworthy as you can pretty much find a great design no matter what you're looking for. So for anyone who's had trouble finding something they like with other website builders, I'd highly recommend trying Wix. Wix is also extremely flexible. Whereas other website builders can limit your creative options, Wix allows you to pretty much make your creative vision a reality. So for anyone who appreciates more creative freedom, Wix again would be the way to go. And Wix also provides automatic site backups and has this easy-to-use editor and digital marketing options that are especially great for SEO. And finally, the pricing options are a great value, they're affordable, and for those who have some extra cash to spend, you can benefit from the more premium services such as priority support or the convenience of getting a logo done for you. So if you feel you might benefit from any of these options, definitely give Wix a try. You can check out the link in the description to take advantage of any extended free trials, discounts, or special promotions going on. And remember, it's fine to try the free plan first. Give it a try and see if it's a good fit for you.